What's up, guys? Time to show off build 1112. This is one of my, I think it's one of my last three. I think I have two left. World War II propeller dials. This one was a steel dial that I aged, did a little bit of painting on it, sanded it, and then pipped it. And it kind of gave it a little bit of a brass color to it, but that's actually steel, so it has a little bit of a tan tinge to it. So I thought that kind of looked cool. Did a set of black Vostok 24 hands in there with a long loom seconds hand. This is a brushed case, bead blasted, and star engraved crown. And then this has one of my produced knurled bezels with the compass insert. I think I've done 4 of the 100 that I had made. So this is one of those bezels. It has a flat insert in it. The ones I used to do before were somebody else's production, and they were sloped. And when I reached out to him for more, he said, nope, those are all sold out, but you can make your own. So I did my own. So this is my bezel. And this is on a custom 2-piece, super soft, luxurious wristbound strap. They brushed a preview buckle, has a stainless steel movement holder in there, and a signed rotor. And then this case back has the little protective cover on it that's given a weird reflection, like there's some sort of issue. And there's not, it's just this weird thing shining off on this. And that is the build. Bezel on this one is a compass style. It will go back and forth. It is not a click style bezel. And if it would click, that would be a little weird, because you just need to turn it where you need to turn it if you're actually using it as a compass. As you saw, there you have your rotor in the back. This is an automatic mechanical, so you can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder. But if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, make sure you wind it just a little bit. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. You'll see you're right off the threads there. A wind is a turn that way. Turning it towards you doesn't wind it, but it is pretty easy to just go back and forth with it. 4 or 5 seconds of that mixed with the rotor movement should keep your time throughout the day. But if you're not going to be very active at a desk or driving, just go ahead and double that up. You cannot overwind it, so you can do this all day if you like, but 10 to 15 seconds of this, you should be good. It'll max out your 31-hour power reserve on it. When you're good with your winding, you're going to pull it to the 1 and only click, and you can now set your time. You'll notice you've got a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you're not putting any adverse pressure on your keyless works or the movement. Okay, Google, what time is it? 12:25 p.m. When you're good, you're going to push it over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. And that is the build. As with every build, you're going to get matching beads. This will come in a brown propeller dial matching box. Will come with watch cleaner. This is a foamer. This is good on all glass and metal parts. So everything here in the center. Non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue, as well as the microfiber. Will also come with leather conditioner to keep that strap perfectly soft. If you ever feel that it's not, apply it on the front and back, let it soak in, and remove any excess. Use something like a rag or a cloth. Don't use one of your microfibers. The microfiber, you don't want to gum it up and then rub that on your watch. And then lastly, you're going to get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's like Polywatch, and it's for your domed acrylic glass because you can scratch it. But if you do, no big deal. Put a tiny bit of this on it and buff it out using your color matching microfiber. Fill that scratch, buff it, haze it out. If it's not gone, wait a little bit, let that solidify, and continue to build up the acrylic in the area that you scratched out. And that is the build. Side note, if you scratch the brushed case, use the green side of a Scotch-Brite and brush it in. Do quarter turns around the watch. So you would If you get a scratch here, just go single passes that direction. Rounded, because this is milled in a circle. And brush it in. These ones are flat. So get it on the side, just go single passes. When you go back and forth, you start getting lines going in each direction. So just do single passes. And brush that scratch in. You're not eliminating the scratch. You are just hiding the scratch. So, but that's how you can do that, unless you're going to, I guess, buff it out and redo the whole thing to get rid of that. So that's the build. If it's going to you, congrats. I appreciate you a ton. This is going to be in the Saturday event. And let's see, what would that'll be a 22 because of that bezel. I spent, like, you don't even want to know, on those bezels. So I was like, oh yeah, it's not too terrible of a build. Actually, yeah, that bezel was super expensive. I had one guy who needed to have that bezel, and I needed one and had to produce 100. So not that there's anything wrong with that, but it was just rough. When what did I don't know. I spent $2,800 to get one bezel insert to do one $500 watch. So that part sucked, but we're good for the future, right? So if it's going to you, congrats. I appreciate you. This is one of 3 of those left. The guy that made those were acid etched. My current guy's a laser guy. We can probably make something like that. It just is not the same. So until somebody would request and go, hey, I want one of those, and I go, I don't have any of those. You know, I really want one. I can laser you one. Not sure how it will turn out, but it should look the same. I just might not be able to do some of the same effects with it. You know, that's what I'm getting at. So I have 2 left outside of this one. So if it's going to you, once again, I appreciate you a ton. And if you want me to build you something custom, Angenique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe as I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.